Here are our solutions to homework set number 5 for ECE 376. This homework set looks at C programming and LCD displays. Now the first problem is, how long does it take to execute code? So I want to know, how long does it take to count mod 32? Well, what I'm going to do is just count. Every 30-second time I count, I'm going to toggle port C pin 0. It's going to be set, clear, set, clear. I will then take that to a speaker and measure the frequency. So when I do that, here's what it looks like. Here's my program in MPLAB. I'll do project build. That creates the hex file. Now go to the super amazing flash tool, hit reset. There's the bootloader, program, downloading homework5.hex. There's the program running. Now if I take a speaker, I can convert that to a square wave, or to a sound. Kind of painful. This is the Piano Tuner app. It works really well between like 500 and 2000 hertz. Every time I drop a pin, move right to left, that's an octave. So this one is 4800 hertz, 24, 12, 6. The first pin's what I really care about. That's 9600 hertz. Once I have that measurement, 1 over that is the period. This is the period. Divided by 2 gives you the time between toggles. Divided by 32, that's the time per count. So it's 15.97, or about 16 clocks per count. That's kind of one way to find how many clocks it is experimentally. I could also dig through the assembler code count. My guess is I is an 8-bit number. To count mod 32 is increment, that's an assembly command. Do logical AND with 31, that's move 31 to W, do logical AND. I could do that in assembly in 3 clocks. In C it takes 16 clocks. Now C is not quite as efficient as assembly. Not bad, but typically 3 to 10 times slower. So here's like 6.5 times slower. Let's change the code. Rather than doing 32, let's do 33. So over here in MPLAB, I'm going to change this one line of code. And kind of note, this was 90 lines of assembly, or 90 bytes when I compile it. Change that to 33. That 90 bytes suddenly changes to 390. Just for that little bitty change right there. What's happening is powers of 2 are easy. Like, what is 1, 2, 3, 4 mod 10? Answer is 4. What is 1, 2, 3, 4 mod 9? Suddenly that's harder. That's what's happening here. When I do powers of 2, that's easy. I just clear bits. When I do mod 33, suddenly that's harder. That's do division, take the remainder. That shows up in the compiled code. It is now about 4 times larger. Shows up when I download it. Hit reset. Download the new improved code. Now if I look at this one, it was 9600 hertz. Now 267 hertz. Doing some calculations. What that means is take that 10 million divided by 2 times frequency, toggles every 33rd loop. It's now 564 clocks to count mod 33, only 16 clocks to count mod 32. Just a little subtle change is a big difference in code. Let's do a long integer addition. So have a 32-bit number, A, B, and C. Add them together. See how long that takes. Again, compile the code, download it, measure the frequency. That's 3196 hertz, or 49 clocks. 16 clocks to add 8-bit numbers, 49 clocks to add 32-bit numbers. This kind of makes sense. It's about 4 times longer. Floating point add. If I add floating point numbers right here, download the code, it's now 153 hertz, corresponding to 1000 clocks. A integer add is about 16 clocks. A floating point add is about 1000 clocks. The PIC processor is not designed for floating point operations. It'll do them, but it takes a lot of clocks. Problem 2 is turn your PIC into an egg timer. I want to hit a button. It sets the time to 5 seconds. It then counts to 0 and stops at 0. Hit RB1. It counts to 10 seconds and then stops. So here's what the code looks like. I'm going to turn on the LCD display, send a message to it. I will then check the buttons. If I hit RB0, set the time to 50, otherwise to 100. This is 50 counts, 100 counts. 1 count is 100 milliseconds. I will then display the time, decrement the time, and repeat. Here's my wait. Initially, if I say wait 100 milliseconds, it'll be a little bit too slow. If I tell it to wait 85 milliseconds, it's much closer. So let's try it. I'm going to download this code. This is my new improved LCD timer. Change the file that I'm compiling when I compile homework 5. So their project build. Go to the super amazing flash tool. Hit reset. Clears out the old program. Download the new improved program. And there's my egg timer. I hit RB0, initializes the time to 5 seconds, goes down to 0, stops at 0, this starts at 10. And notice that's a little bit slow. The reason it's slow is because in my code, I'm waiting 100 milliseconds. The actual time is 100 milliseconds plus however long it takes this to execute. Kind of experimentally, that's about 15 milliseconds. So if I try it again, the rest of the code takes 15 milliseconds. The wait routine takes the remainder of 100 milliseconds, 85 milliseconds. Try that, and it should be better, more accurate. So try, there's 10 seconds. That's pretty close. That's problem number 2. When I compile it, this is how many bytes it takes. Each byte is 2 instructions, or correction, each instruction is 2 bytes, go the other way around. Divided by 2, that's how many instructions. So this code, the egg timer, was 1,100 lines of assembly. This is one of the reasons to use C rather than assembly. I could write this in assembly. It'd be kind of painful. It is much, much easier in C. Again, here's the C code. That's why we like C. It really simplifies programming. Problem number 4 is collect some data. Thread that on the oscilloscope. Here's the wait routine. There's everything else. The total time is 100 milliseconds. Gives you 100 milliseconds per loop, 1 second per 10 loops, or count to 50, that's 5 seconds. Problem 5. Let's build a 4-key banjo. A couple options. This is the one that I chose. I'm going to have 4 different buttons, plays 4 different notes. So here's what the main routine looks like. I'm going to first write a little test code. I want to find out if I just count to 1,000, I'm going to toggle a pin, then wait. Here's my wait routine in C. Count to 1,000 for no reason other than to waste time. What frequency does that produce? Well, let's try it. So here's my code. That's my test routine. I'm going to try play a fixed note, counting to 1,000, see what frequency that is. I'll go to the super amazing PIC Flash tool, download the new improved code. Check the frequency. And try it. That's 311 hertz. Okay, so I now know 1,000 means 311 hertz, or 312. I can now scale it. Assuming it's linear, if I change the count, I get a different frequency. So to get 261 hertz, I want to make the period longer, to make the frequency lower. Increase n to 1193. Here's 392 hertz, 246 hertz, 293. So in terms of my coding, here's what I'm going to do. Let's turn off my test routine, bring in the main one. I'm going to count. So there's my count for 261 hertz, 392, 246, 293. Compile, download. And here is my banjo. 261 hertz. Me, me, me. Guess I was talking about that note. 392 hertz. 246. 293. Code. So that's what I wound up with. Pretty close. That's one way to do timing in C, is write a routine and test it. Doing a little bit of calculation, I can then adjust it. If 1,000 was 312 hertz, I can figure out what the count should be for the various frequencies. Try it, and it's just about dead on. There actually is a way to do better. That's using interrupts. That's a future lecture. But here in C, what we have is a way to get timing down, producing notes, doing a few calculations along with the wait loop. I just have to be careful that for the test code, when I calculated this number, that's all it's doing. So when I implement it, that's all you're doing. That makes this a while loop. If we made that an if statement, the timing would be off because it would toggle once, spin through everyone, come back. That messes up the timing. With a while loop, it's only spinning through this line of code. That matches my test code, and the frequencies are pretty close. That is homework set number 5 for ECE 376.